For me, studio is like, I like to be around people I really like. My whole thing is like, I do records. Yeah, obviously I get paid to do records for people that they put you in with a band, and most of the time I like them. We try to work that situation out before. So like, when I'm working with people, it's not like an antagonistic situation where we don't fight or something. Where it's all very friendly. So like, when I get to work with all these people, it's like hanging out with friends. And you know, like with Del or whatever, it's like, you know, we've done so many things over the years, even between records and whatever. So it's like, you know, you're hanging out with your friends, and like Del has this particular style, I have my particular style, but when it comes down to it, we're friends, and we hang out and we do our thing. You know what I mean? I think probably what I work hardest about with Damon or any of these guys, it's like just making a comfortable environment where we can all be like very, A, you don't feel like the idea is going to get smacked down, but B, it's like, you know, it's very friendly and very, very fun to like throw out your ideas and work on them together. And like, because like when I get to do my own records, I get to work with people I like, and you get the good chemistry and the vibe, and that's kind of what I'm enjoying right now. I mean, it would be great to do a record with Paul or with Mike or any of these people, like to do another Handsome Boy or another Leverage or all these things. It's just really a question of we're all in the same place at the same time and feel like doing it. So I seen Paul like not too long ago, and like we didn't talk about doing it, but like, you know, I would do it with him if it was like the time to do it or whatever. Like, you know, I've been making records with like people I like, and Paul's a person I like. So like, you know, like my records like Leverage or whatever, like people like where are they? It's like, you know, we may get around to it, we may never get around to it, but it's not, nothing stops it from happening. It's just more like whether we all get in the same room at the right time or we're all free time. You know, even like the Deltron record took a long time to come out. We had a couple stumbling blocks in terms of concept, but then when you combine that we're all working, like eventually like time gets by you, and then you have to kind of just figure out when you can get all back together. My creative process is watching a lot of TV, and I don't mean that in terms of like getting information. I'm more like, I just kind of like to be around the studio, like, and not working too hard at like trying to make something happen. When it's ready to happen, everything's turned on, everything's ready to go, I lay that out and I can start working on it, or someone else comes with an idea, I can work on it. But like, I don't like to force anything, I guess is what I'm saying. So like, I'll be watching like, you know, I don't know, the Travel Channel or something, but I'm not really paying attention. It's just that like, I don't want to sit in front of a keyboard or something and go like, make something good, you know what I mean? I want to just kind of like let it cycle and just kind of relax until that moment. So I'm like, I get everything going, and I kind of know what direction I might be going in, but I don't force it at that point. I think that's, and then it comes out how it comes out. I mean, I've made records for all kinds of music because I like all kinds of music, and that's kind of how I operate, I guess.
He see Dave Chappelle. Why he just go like this, just staring at him like that? And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like,
Medtronic was the only guy that got test presses besides Lenny and myself of all the Ultimate Breaks and Beats that came out after we met. So his connection with Ultimate Breaks and Beats is deep.
I remember I was in the dressing room one day and I was like, man, Aaliyah is overrated. And he's like, don't you talk about Aaliyah and her memory, and Aaliyah is a good friend of mine, and if you talk about her again, I'll hit you in your mouth. And I'm like, I'll hit you in your fucking mouth.
I had, you know, the cassettes at the time, you know, so I had a cassette full of beats, and he just rapped. And we just drove around New York. And he impressed the shit out of me, you know what I'm saying? And I was just in disbelief, man, that, you know, we had this new voice that was saying something.